So it seems that everyone is talking about Captain Marvel nowadays. I hear nothing but Captain Marvel on YouTube. Captain Marvel this, Captain Marvel that. And why not? I mean, the movie's coming in a couple of weeks, so it's only logical that people would talk about it. You've got to exploit those sweet YouTube algorithms, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Captain Marvel myself, obviously. I cannot be left behind in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you three things. I'm going to tell you what I knew about Captain Marvel before this whole thing started. I'm going to tell you what I know about Captain Marvel now that this character has been all over the place. And then I'm going to tell you what I think about Captain Marvel. So here we go. What did I knew about Captain Marvel? Uh, Virtually nothing. I've known some obscure characters from Marvel's past, especially in the old on the old animated shows. There used to be a bunch of people that if you don't read comics, you've never heard about. Like on the top of my head, I'm thinking about Kraven the Hunter, some enemy of Spider-Man. He was in the animated series in the 90s. In that show, I also remember some guy that resembled a Dalmatian, a Dalmatian dog. He threw portals. I don't even remember his name. Uh, I remember Nick Fury. I learned about Nick Fury from the Spider-Man cartoon. He looked like David Hasselhoff back then, not like Samuel L. Jackson. And then in an even older Spider-Man show, in an older animated show. I don't know, maybe it's from the 80s, something like that. He had the Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and he had the Iceman and some chick. I think is Firestorm. No. Firestorm is the dude from DC. Firestar, maybe. Some girl with a yellow suit that could shoot fire and things like that. So there's a bunch of things that I would have never known without these shows. I saw Iron Man also back in the 90s. There was a bunch of Marvel characters that were turned into cartoons. There was the Fantastic Four as well. Of course, the Fantastic Four is a household name. They're well known, but I would have never known about the Skrulls, for example, if it wasn't for that 90s cartoon. I would have had no idea because I don't read the comics. But I do like the characters. I like all the Marvel characters. I like all the DC characters, even if I don't really buy any of the comic books. Anyway, I'm sure many of you guys have fond memories of the X-Men cartoon back in the 90s also. Ta-da-na-na-na-na, ta-da-na-na-na-na, ta-da-na-na-na-na-na. If you're a kid back in the 90s, you will immediately recognize that. And anyway, I remember vividly there was one episode. It was a rogue-based episode. She was hanging out with Mystique, the Blob, Pyro, and Earthquake dude. I don't remember what's his name, but anyway, and they had this little gang. And in one episode, Rogue is trying to steal a plane, I think, and Captain Marvel comes, and she didn't look anything like the Captain Marvel of today. She had long blonde hair, and she had her suit was it looked like a one piece black bathing suit, and it had the stockings. It looked more like a stripper outfit than anything. And then they start fighting aboard the plane, and Rogue at what point she grabs her by the face. I remember this vividly, and it never left my memory for some reason. She grabs her by the face, and the Mystique is like, "No, don't let her go! Don't let her go! Just hold on to her." And as it turns out, Rogue like sucks all the power of Captain Marvel, and she inherits her powers permanently, and that's why Rogue could fly, and she had the super strength and anything. It was her powers that she stole, and that's the one and only thing I ever heard about Captain Marvel in like from the day I was born to the day I saw it on the X-Men cartoons. And what do I know about Captain Marvel now? Well, I know that the original Captain Marvel was called Monica Rambeau. She was a black woman who she was created in the 80s, back when disco still had influence. And if you see her outfit, you can obviously tell that it was inspired by some of those old disco suits. She could almost be with John Travolta. And I don't know exactly what happened to that character. I guess she wasn't popular. She fell through the sidelines, and they brought the new Captain Marvel, which I just talked a moment ago, a woman with a black bathing suit. And then after that, she disappeared for a while, and she returned looking like Brigitte Nielsen, Ivan Drago's wife in Rocky Four. She had a short haircut, and she looked more masculine. And now she's like some kind. She has a lot of issues. And from what I understand, fans never quite accepted her. The people in charge insisted on putting her in. They put it in charge of the Avengers in Civil War Two, and people just no, 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 no. They felt, from my understanding, they felt that she didn't earn her spot. That they just gave it to her. Some nobody that no one really knew or care about. All of a sudden is at the spotlight. She is the most powerful thing ever, and so yeah, that's what I heard about her. And so because no one wants this character, she's been rebooted like a bunch of times. I don't know exactly, like at least 5 times. They've tried rebranding her over and over and over again, and the audiences just no, 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 no. Um, and yeah, that's it. She apparently is now some kind of feminist icon. There's that famous image, "We can do it," and Captain Marvel is flexing her arms, just like that image. So yeah, it's obvious that they were trying to make her like the most powerful woman in the world or whatever. But the audience is king in the end, and they don't want this character, no matter what they do, no matter what treatment they give her. And the people in charge of her, also, they've turned her into a man-hating bitch, according to what I've heard online. That she's completely unlikable. And now there's this new movie, and they bring this also very unlikable, bitchy woman to play her. So the circle is now complete in a way. And the people at the Marvel Cinematic Universe could have just shut the fuck up and let this movie play out, but they didn't do that. So now everybody's aware that this Captain Marvel is a horrible character that is completely unlikable and no one will ever accept ever. So that's where we are today. And what do I think personally about Captain Marvel? To me, it's all the same. I don't care if this character survives or dies. I don't care if she continues in comics or is completely discarded. I don't care about this character. If it was someone like Spider Man, that would sting because I like Spider Man. Like I said, I like all these characters, but from what I've heard, I don't think I would like Captain Marvel. I don't think I would like her one bit. Who wants to be yelled by a broad who also has the power to crush your skull like a boiled egg? I don't know. You tell me. I don't think that's a type of. She's no hero. That's what I keep hearing all over the place. She thinks she's a hero. She is entitled. She believes she deserves everything and everyone's love unconditionally, even if she does these horrible things. Again, this is what I've heard from all over the place, from people online, people who actually know this character. That's what I hear. Nothing but negative things. But what about the movie, you ask? Well, I have no interest in this movie. I have zero interest in this movie. Even if it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe or whatever, no, I'm not gonna see it. No way. And it's not my first one. I didn't see Ant-Man in the theater. I didn't see Doctor Strange in the theaters. So I don't care. If for even for morbid curiosity I want to see it, I'll see it sometime in basic cable. Do I think this movie is going to flop? Probably not. Before the whole shitstorm with Brie Larson started, I was sure this movie was going to do Ant-Man money because she's like a unknown character, just like Ant-Man. So I would have put her in the same spot. She would make around the same money. But now because Brie Larson couldn't keep her fucking mouth shut, now all the good faith that they had in this movie, it's going down the drain. It's disappeared completely. So now it looks like there's actually a chance that it may flop. I don't think it will, but it's not going to be like successful either. It's it will make a tiny profit at most. That's my prediction. I cannot give you a number. I don't know that much, but what I can say is that the most likely scenario, in my opinion, is like at this like the tiniest profit to the point that you might as well not make any movie. So that's my assessment of the whole Captain Marvel situation. If you by any chance you stay this long, thank you very much for listening, and please leave a comment and subscribe and all that. I'll be waiting. Thank you very much and goodbye.